My name is Christy, and this is Angel Talk, where the Archangels are real, relevant, and accessible to everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk. Hello, and happy first week of August. This is Christy Michelle Riggs. Thank you for being here with me for another episode of Angel Talk. We are going to be doing the first week of August Angel Awareness today. And that's where we just pull one card and we get the messages to help us focus on our overall energy for the first week of August. What do we need to be aware of? Where do we need to align our focus? What do we need to know about that'll help us to navigate any kind of challenging energy? What can we expect that the universe is going to be offering us? So it's just a good weekly word of encouragement from the angels. Now we have the full moon in Aquarius on August the 3rd. We have my birthday on August the 10th, as I've been telling you guys. And I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief that the month of July is behind us. It was a difficult month, I think, for most of us. It certainly presented a lot of challenges in my life, a lot of emotions that I thought had been healed, that I discovered another layer to. I think I told you guys it's like that Christmas present where you're trying to, you have like a family member that thinks it's funny to wrap like a box inside of a box inside of a box inside of a box inside of a box, and that's kind of how our healing tends to be. We peel back layers to find more layers to find more layers to find more layers, and that can start to be very frustrating. But if we can shift our perspective to look at it like, well, we wouldn't be discovering that deeper layer if we hadn't learned those lessons and learned those techniques and moved through the energies and transmuted the things from the other layers. Otherwise, those things that are underneath and deeper and deeper and deeper wouldn't be available to us. So we can get some encouragement from that we are making an incredible amount of process, even if in the moment it doesn't feel like it, because the way that density works, the heavier stuff is at the bottom. The deeper held emotions, the really hard stuff, is that we're going to find that at those deepest points. And a lot of times that happens when we're reaching a point of feeling like we're exhausted from digging through the other layers and all the other work that we've done. So we have to remember that we've been chosen. We have to find our joy, engage in creative things, tap into that creation energy, use this energy of this Lionsgate portal. I cannot stress that enough. I keep reminding myself of that as well as some challenging things present themselves to you. So we are working with the Wisdom of the Archangels Oracle deck, and this is the deck that I've told you guys about several times, has the beautiful watercolor paintings, and we're using this deck. I was called to use this deck. I keep being drawn to the picture of the lion, the beautiful painting of the watercolor lion that's on the front. And since we're in Leo season, and this is the Lionsgate portal that we're in, we're going to be working quite a bit with this deck this month. And it's really a wonderful deck. I love the energy of it. And the first card that we have, and normally we would just do one card, but two cards popped out when I pulled the cards. So when that happens, they're meant to go together. And the first card is Archangel Zadkiel, and it says, "Your heart is pure." And what this card draws our attention to, and the message that comes with it, is about managing the expectations of others. It's about not being so easily offended when others don't agree with us. I think for the light workers and starseeds especially, we're so very passionate about what we're here to do. And for many of us, for so long now, for so many years, we've been trying to share that with other people, and we get these crazy looks, and it's kind of like, what are you on? They're looking at you like you have 3 heads. And so we can start to feel really judged. And this can be for anybody. It's not just for starseeds and light workers. I just use that as an example. This is about when we know that our intention is pure, no matter how it's perceived by somebody else. We know that we're on the right path, no matter how that's perceived by anybody else. One of the things that more often than not you experience on your path to spiritual awakening is that as you raise up in vibration and you raise up in consciousness and you start to live your life from a different awareness and a different perspective, a lot of people start to fall away from your life because it's no longer a vibrational match. And that can be very painful, and it can be very confusing, and it can be very hurtful. And sometimes hard feelings can arise from that. And so what we have to stay really grounded in is knowing who we are, knowing what our intention is, because intention is everything. Nobody but you knows your true intention. So if you seek your heart and you seek within yourself and you know for certain that you did things with what you feel are the best of intentions and the best of reasons, and you're coming from a place of a pure heart, then you have to be able to release whatever reaction that triggers in someone else, because that's just that. It is their reaction. And I know that can be very difficult when it happens with people that are very important to you, like your family and your very close friends, relationships, people that you really, truly care about. It's very, very challenging because you want to jump in and I know sometimes we're triggered to jump in and want to defend ourselves and argue back. And other times, like for me, I don't like conflict, especially with the people that I love, especially with the people that are the very closest to me, that I have the deepest, most intimate relationships with. I want everything to just be better. I want it to be fixed. And if there's been a miscommunication, if I've said something and it's hurt somebody's feelings, I tend to not let it go until it's fixed. And we have to respect the responses of others. So that's something I really have to watch within myself, and I haven't always been that good at. But again, my intention is pure with that, but I still have to be able to release that what somebody else's response is just that. It's their response. Okay? So we have to remember that and seek our intentions. Be honest with ourselves. If we know that our intentions are pure, then we have to release what that evokes in others. And the card that goes with that is Archangel Jophiel, and it says, "Before you judge, love." And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful compliment to the first card, because we have this tendency, whenever we're judged, we judge in return. It's like a defense mechanism, right? And so what Archangel Jophiel is coming to say to us today is, if you're on the other side of that, the angels are giving us both sides of this. If you are on the other side of that, and you are the one doing the judging, or you've been judged by someone and you were triggered to judge in response, or to have a negative reaction in response. But before you go barreling forward with judgments and negative responses and decisions that are only going to create more negativity and only going to create more pain and only going to create more that at some point will need to be healed from or resolved, stop yourself and drop out of the mental body and drop down into your heart. And I don't mean the ego that sometimes feels like it's your heart talking to you. You have to get that out of the way too. Drop down into your true heart and look at things from a different perspective. Look at things through the eyes of unconditional love. And I can guarantee you, you will more often than not every time, but you will more often than not have a different response. You may feel the same about what you want to say or what you want to do, but you will be inspired to go about it a different way that doesn't cause pain, that doesn't cause hurt feelings, that doesn't cause shame or guilt or any of these other things. Okay? But more often than not, you'll be inspired to make a different decision completely. I know that's happened for me so many times when I have tried to wall off my heart and say, oh, see that it's happening again. I gotta fix this. I gotta break this cycle. Well, then what I realized is that the cycle that I needed to break was walling off my heart. And so it can be a little tricky sometimes, but we have to get out of the mental body, get past the ego, and drop down in to our authentic heart space. Ask the angels to help you. They will help you get into that space. They know that it's difficult. They know that sometimes it hurts. They know that being in that space sometimes brings up some really, really unresolved emotions and really deep wounds. And they will help you through that. But if you move into that space of the authentic heart and you sit by yourself with that, where you're not having in your ear the voices of others and you're not, having all of that you got to filter through, and you just sit by yourself with the angels, drop into your heart space, and you'll be surprised at what comes to you. You'll be surprised the compassion that will arise in you for another person. You'll be surprised the forgiveness that arises in you for another person or situation or whatever it may be for you. So that's what I have for you guys for the week. Thank you so much for being here with me again. If you would like to schedule a personal reading or a healing service or a intuitive counseling session, then you can go to ChristyMichelleRiggs.com. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Christy Michelle Riggs. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful first week of August. Don't forget to check back tomorrow when we will be talking about this full moon in Aquarius. There's a lot of really good, intense energy that's going to be coming with that. A lot that's going to help us to move in to this new Aquarian age, a new way of doing things. So I hope that you'll come back for that. Thank you again so much for all of your support and encouragement and love. I am sending you guys lots of love, and we will talk again soon.
I am not an island. I wanna feel the connection.